Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Damned Paradise. We hope that you are ready for an evening of, well, nerve-wracking events, some lovely times on a beautiful island, and a potential party boat. It's going to be a great night, I think, everyone.
Party
Pina coladas all around.
Right.
Before we get diving into our show tonight, folks, first off, hello and welcome. I believe, but we have a quick announcement. Because this being a roleplay based show, unfortunately, our performers tonight will not be able to watch or interact very much with chat. But as a reminder, we hope that you enjoy chatting with one another and would love for you to come join us at a post show hangout on our Discord. Yeah, on our Discord, where you can talk to the cast after the show. And also, be sure to keep an eye out for any moments of heroism where you will be able to nominate players for a point of experience at the end of tonight's episode. Well, I think that's really all the announcements that we have.
Charity shout out?
Yes, Emmy, would you like to go ahead and let's do our charity shout out?
Absolutely. So, our charity for the month of February is Color of Change. They are really astounding people. They are the nation's largest online racial justice organization. Their website is a testament to the absolutely large, groundbreaking, and fundamental work they are doing. We have all of their information down below in the widgets, and 5% of all bits tipped us are going to head on over to them. They're just really cool. So even beyond that, please go check them out. They're really neat.
Indeed. Thank you for that, Emmy. And with that, players, are you all ready to dive into tonight's episode of Damned Paradise?
Yes.
As we can be.
Okay.
Party boat. Party boat.
So,
My ties, guys, my ties.
Oh, yes.
when last we met our survivors, having traveled from your bunker to the not-so-hot springs to find exactly what it was that Harrison Kendall had discovered, you first found that the springs were still under construction, but on the way back, remembering that Harrison Kendall had found this hole that he wrote about in his journal as he left the springs, you headed back down the road where you found some construction markings tied to trees leading off towards a cliff's edge. Following the markers, tree after tree, you came to the edge of the cliff, offering a beautiful view of the ocean and a perfect view of the lagoon below. Gareth, having decided to backtrack a little bit, found the hole that was hidden under one of the trees. A small, originally naturally built, but appeared to have been expanded over time. It plummeted into darkness below. The four of you, Bryn leading the charge, one after another, found your way, at times, almost dangerously close into the bottom of this cave. Having a small stream that found its way wounding through a tunnel, you went deeper and deeper underground until you found a vast cavern, stalactites and mites and pillars of stone adorning it, and at the far end, a massive pool of water glowing with a natural light in a very unnatural way. It was here that you heard the voice of an unnamed but clearly well-known being speaking to you through a strange rock that, when cast in different light, shape-shifted to appear human, animalistic, reptilian. This being told you of the reason why you had been brought to the Paradise Isles, what had befallen Harrison Kendall, and gave you the ticking clock warning that tomorrow was the height of Harrison's power, and when you, the payment, was due. After making a new offer to Cass, but turning it down, the four of you made your way back, climbed to the surface, and breathed in the fresh air once again of the sun. But before you could go anywhere else, you heard music coming from the side of the cliff, where you looked down and saw a small sailing boat with 3 people on board making its way into the lagoon. So with that, what would you like to do?
Before we actually go too much further, storyteller, I
Mhm.
know you had asked me to ask you about this at the beginning of this game.
Yes.
Considering my virtue and my choices in the cave.
That is correct. Bryn, because of your virtue, and the choices that you had made within the cave, you regain all spent willpower points.
Okay. So that puts me back at 5, correct? 5 is the starting point?
It is different for each person.
Okay.
So I believe your starting point was 5. Let me...
Oh yeah, it's resolve with composure. So yes, it is 5.
Okay.
Thank you, storyteller.
You're welcome.
I'm going to then, at that point, stare out at the boat and turn back to my friends. There's a boat.
Oh, good. You see it too?
I'm gonna run to the edge of the cliff. Hey! Hey! Over here! Waving my arms and yelling.
Well, I guess that decision's made.
All right, Bryn, really quick, give me a presence and presence and composure roll.
Bryn or
Or sorry, Cass.
Oh.
Or actually, let's have this be a presence and an expression.
Oh, expression. It's a chance roll. Nope.
All right, Cass, as you rush over to the side of the cliff, waving your hands, calling at the boat, you see one of the figures on the bow. Kind of hard to make out at this distance. They are quite a ways down. Looks as though they look up in your direction and you hear, "Hey! Hey!"
Even seeing that Cass has done that, can I leap forward and try and attempt a very illegal rugby tackle from the side, just to be kind of to the ground?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Give me a strength and athletics roll.
A strength and athletics.
I would also allow this to be a strength and brawl if you would like.
A strength and brawl. It's the same, I think. So, yeah. Oh, okay. 2 successes.
2 successes. Cass, Gareth has leaped over and is tackling you. Are you wanting to resist this, or do you allow him to push you backwards?
I mean, I feel like that's an easy question to answer. No. I will not let him do that. Reminder, I have fast reflexes and kung fu, and barroom fighting is one of my specialties.
Okay. Yeah, let's...
I have fast reflexes, but none of those other things.
Cass, I'm going to say go ahead and give me a strength and brawl. This, I think, being an illegal rugby tackle would kind of fall into your specialty. And yeah.
Five successes.
Jesus.
Gareth, you tackle Cass across the waist in an attempt to pull her to the side. She sees you coming down, and as your shoulder comes up to check her in the waist, she steps to the side and, taking your own weight in tow, pushes you, and you tumble to the side, Cass remaining standing.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Not a great idea.
guys. It's all cool down. They've seen us. It's too late. The decision's made.
I'm just gonna kind of like half roll over and kind of indicate that like. No offense, Cass. Like that was not. Look, Tex, I'm just a little scared. All right, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to hurt you.
I think we're all a little scared, and I'm ready to get off this fucking island. That boat is our way to get off this island, especially if that demon thing said that we're gonna have this entity after us, and his big day is tomorrow.
Hey, guys.
I don't want to die on this island.
I hear you.
Guys. We're all cool. We're all good. I'm gonna run down and go talk to those folks, alright? Hopefully they'll just be cool. Alright? Just keep an eye open, alright?
Storyteller, is there a way to get down from where we are on the cliffs, get down to the lagoon?
Yes.
From where you are, it is a sheer drop. You do know that there is, well, Jasper, you know that there is a little bit of an off-roading trail. The lagoon hadn't been set up with a road just yet, but you can drive there.
Let me try shouting to them to make sure they don't decide to go chill somewhere else, okay? See if I
Yeah,
can
it
maybe
might
get
take
them
us
to
a bit to
stick.
get down there. There's a road,
Okay.
but
I'm pretty
heading
loud.
back to the truck.
Or I can be pretty loud when I want to be. And I will walk up to the cliff. We haven't been back to the truck, right?
No, you left the truck
Okay,
at the springs.
So I don't have my coat. I'll still just start waving my arms really, really wide and just start shouting, "Help! We need help!"
Okay. Can I get a presence and expression from you, please?
Presence and expression. Okay. Yeah. Two successes.
2 successes. As you stand on the side, calling down, waving your arms, you see the same one on the bow that Cass had called to stop and waves back to the person at the helm, and you hear them calling off. It's really hard to make out, but after a moment, they turn back and, cupping their hands, "We'll be here!"
Okay. I'll do the like universal wait gesture. All right. We got to figure out a way to get down there.
I know a way. If we can get back to the truck. I mean, I know that's
Okay.
kind of a roundabout way, but unless you guys want to do some cliff diving here, I think it's the best route.
Let's go to the truck.
Yeah, what are we waiting for?
Literally nothing.
And I will help Gareth off the ground.
I'll accept the help and stand up and say, "It really wasn't anything personal. I'm just very used to the idea of attention being to respond with being out of sight, right?"
Well, I think the time for that's over, but I get your meaning. Let's go.
Sure. All right.
Okay. So the four of you heading back to the truck that's at the springs? All right. Now you recall this being a bit of a jog away. Last time you were taking your time as you were still searching for something. How quickly are you aiming to get back?
Quickly.
Quickly.
Okay.
Like,
In that
at
case,
a jog.
can I get an athletics and stamina roll from each of you?
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. 2 successes.
2.
Nice.
2.
Wow.
By that point in athletics, man, it's a life
Oh.
changer.
3.
Dang. All right. Well, the four of you now invigorated with this potential promise of escape and freedom, find the strength and stamina within you to rush back, almost at a full sprint. And though you are breathing heavily, you do make it in about half the time that it took you to get there to where you were. The truck is still there. All of your gear in the back, it is untouched. You are prepped and ready to go.
Doc, I think you better ride shotgun on this one, and I'll slide into the driver's seat.
All right, sounds good.
I'll jump in the back.
Same.
Okay.
And I
So-
will follow the Doc's directions down the way.
Yep.
All right. So I'm
Pointing
going
the
to
way.
take Doc's directions on the way down. Once again, how are you taking this drive, Bryn?
We're going down a pretty steep road, so I'm not going to go full tilt speed. I'm going to be safe, but I'm also not going at like 2 miles an hour.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
they'd never finish the pavement, so best watch that throttle.
Using the brake more than the accelerator.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will not ask for any driving rolls on this.
okay, I was
As-
prepped. I was ready.
I saw.
Okay.
As you drive away from the springs, giving it a full burnout on the gravel road, you whip the rear of the truck around and make your way down the road. You know this to be, somewhat of a longer drive here on the island, but clearly doable. Gareth and Cass, looking in the back, you see the springs fading off into the distance, then covered now by trees. As the road continues onward, you see to the left where the markers now pass you by, as you know where the cliffside was, and the markings to the hole leading to the underground. Continuing on down this path, winding back and forth, you pass once again the clearing, now overlooking the lagoon area. And though you don't have a clear view of where the boat might be, there's a split second where you once again hear the music beating through the trees. And that clearing fades away as you continue to drive. You come to the fork where to your right, leading back up to the power station, to the left, heading back towards the resort. Bryn, Jasper directs you to the left. Driving around quickly, you make the turn, and you continue on until, Jasper, you see the familiar opening in the trees that to anyone else might look like just a vacant area of foliage. But you know that this is actually a dip off of the road that leads to the current road on the way to the lagoon.
Rest of the ways off road from here.
All right. I'll continue to be very, very careful, but I'm drumming my fingers on the wheel a little bit as I'm going.
Okay.
I just hope we're not the only one hearing these folks.
this point,
Hope hope they're friendly.
Also that.
at this point, from your initial encounter with them, it's been well over 30 minutes. Continuing to drive now through the underbrush, Bryn, I will need a dexterity and drive check from you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, yes. Yes. 4 successes.
Four
Sorry, Tommy.
successes. Bryn, it is bumpy. There's at the pace that you are able to keep with your current ability of driving, you are going through the underbrush. Branches of palm fronds are just getting beaten aside on the windshield, but you press forward, losing no time whatsoever as you make your way to the lagoon. Continuing on.
Okay.
The foliage clears away, and you can see the soft sandy beach ahead of you and water in the distance.
I'm gonna find. I'm gonna try and get as close to them as I. Well, oh wait, no, because this is a truck. It's not gonna go in the sand terribly well, is it? Yeah, it'll be okay. I'll go as far as I feel it's safe. If I start to feel any resistance on the truck, like it start to slip, I'll stop.
Does the truck have 4-wheel drive?
I'm assuming it does. I don't remember if I was told that.
It
I was told
does.
it's safe speed. It does. Okay. It'll be okay.
Okay.
And
Continuing
then
to
as soon as
drive.
we start to get a little bit closer, I'll find a place to break.
Continuing to drive forward, the underbrush begins to give way from the dirt into the softer sands, and you can feel the handling of the car being a little sluggish. But the trees fade away, and you are met with the open white sands of this new beach, the soft lapping of the lagoon water pressing against the shore. And you hear again the loud music beating away from the boat.
Glad they continued to party while I shouted for help.
With that, can I get a wits and composure roll from everyone, please?
Ooh.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like this.
Oh, I took a point in wits last week. Yes.
2.
2 as well.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What?
5 from Bryn.
I got so many 10 against you guys. I don't want this to be what I use my luck on. Okay.
Take
All right. Pulling up. All 4 of you, in the excitement of a ship and people to speak to, immediately feel disheartened. As you see the ship coming into view, you see the body of, you now see as the young woman was calling up ahead, impaled upon the anchor hanging from the bow of the ship. The teeth that would dig into the sand protruding from her ribs. There is blood against the sheets of the sails. The other 2 bodies are unaccounted for. And you can see that the bow of the ship is actually dug into the water. Bryn, you can actually see the last few bubbles of air as what Gareth, Cass, and Jasper all see as the ship being dug into the shallow waters beneath. You actually see it still sinking. And you also catch the glimpse of one arm resting out from the cockpit. but there is nothing else that you see around Bryn. You are alone.
I'm just gonna stop the car, and I'm just gonna put my head on the wheel. I'm just gonna stop.
Fuck! Ugh.
I'm just gonna stand up in the back and look at this thing open-mouthed, and you can probably see him, that is Gareth, mouthing a lot of things, but silently. And just staring.
All right.
Brain. As much as I want to go see what happened to those folks, I think we should leave. Or at least get this truck flipped around so we can hightail it if we have to.
Yeah. There's no getting that thing out of the water, is there?
I mean, with what little supplies we got, I don't think we stand much of a chance.
Give me
Garrett.
all of you, a wits and survival check.
And again. Yes.
One success.
One success. Okay.
3.
3.
Oh, you're kidding me. Nothing.
Okay. As the four of you survey over the scene, Gareth, you're just taken aback by the loss ahead of you. Bryn, Jasper, and Cass, you all see that the ship ahead of you is actually not that large now that you are closer and able to see a comparison of the size of the woman on the bow of it now. It appears to be about 26 feet long, single-masted ship. And it looks as though, Bryn, as you had seen it continuing in the process of sinking, it looks as though only the bow of the ship has sunk, and it has already hit the bottom. It is close enough to the shore that the stern actually got pulled closer to the beach and is resting comfortably above the water. It looks like only the bow is beneath, and not that much of it is actually underwater. Cass, you actually recognize, you've done some investigating on docks before, and you recognize this as a Hunter 26 as the make of the ship.
Do I know anything specific about that?
You know that they are smaller boats. They're not made for like a full family or full crew. Maybe typically 3 people at the most could live aboard it. But typically this would be the sort of thing that one person would use as like a solo traveler. But they are quite seaworthy. Well, this one was.
And In my experience with these type of boats, do they usually have radios?
Give me intelligence and academics on that one.
Chance roll. Nope.
Your knowledge of this has gone simply to make and model and typical use. You're not, you haven't been really much of a sailor yourself, and you don't know much beyond that.
Look, I don't know much about boats, but I'm pretty good with my hands. It can't hurt to take a look. My only fear is that he's still out here.
Yeah. Okay. If it's not that deep, maybe we could haul it out with this truck.
And do what with it? Live on it?
Hey, we only have to survive till tomorrow. After tomorrow, no more thing hunting us. No more dogs. Just patch the fucking boat.
What'd that thing say about interest? If payment's not made, take back what was given with interest. What if we're the interest? Either way, we gotta get off
I
this island.
don't
I
think
don't
it
want to
works
be
like
here
that.
tomorrow.
I mean,
I don't think it works
are
like
we
that.
absolutely sure there's no one left alive?
No, I mean, I think we should go check out the boat. Either way, they might have a radio or something, or a satellite phone or something.
Okay.
I mean, sure, Tex, I wasn't thinking about what they had on them, but sure, let's make sure that there's not somebody dying in there that we could help.
That too.
I will stop the car, take the keys out of the ignition, and keep them on me.
Okay.
Come on,
Suppose
guys.
you're
Let's
right,
go.
Gareth. Grab the med kit and start walking towards the boat.
Yep.
I'm running.
Okay, Gareth sprinting towards the boat. As you make your way to the edge of the water, the distance between the beach and the stern of the ship is actually, you can just wade in a little bit, and you're able to get to it. You can see now coming up to the aft section of the ship, there is an outboard motor on it, and you're able to just climb on over that and board the vessel from the stern.
Right, I'd like to just have, or rather make an initial assessment and see if there's anybody moving at the very least.
Okay. As you climb aboard, you enter into the cockpit, and you can see that crumpled on the floor is a male. He seems to be dressed in swim trunks, one arm draped over the handle of the outboard engine, and the other draped over the side railing of the boat. A deep pool of blood gathering below him.
Shit. Okay, so thought process. The first thing I will think to do is there anything I can do immediately to help him?
Go down and give me an intelligence and medicine check.
Intelligence and medicine. Okay. Nothing.
Nothing. You go down searching for a pulse. Either he's dead or you can't find one.
I'll just start, like, yelling up as loud as I can, just like, "Hey! There's somebody here! He's bleeding! One of you come here! Doctor! Now!"
Jasper will pick up his pace a little bit and head towards the boat, but he's not actually looking at the boat. He's got his eyes on the tree line, looking for anything moving out there.
Okay. Give me a wits investigation.
One success.
One success. Scanning the tree line, you don't see any movement. You don't hear anything. You get to the stern of the ship and you begin to climb aboard. And you get to where Gareth is. You can see the body in the pit of the cockpit.
Take a look, see if there's any signs of life.
All right, give me an intelligence and medicine check.
Oh, 3 successes.
3 successes. Yeah, you feel for a pulse. It's non-existent.
Lift up my hand and put it on Gareth's shoulder and I said, "Look, man. The only people we have any chance of saving are ourselves. You might be muted."
Sit back against the very presumably narrow space in which this sits, and fuck.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. But we're just losing time now. You did a good job on that car. You know anything about boats?
There was not a day on which either of those things were created, Doctor. They don't matter as much. I understand that you're trying to help. Just give me a second, okay?
Well, take your time. I get it. Fortunately, I've seen more death than I like to remember. But like I said, the only people we're saving are ourselves. So whenever you're ready, I'll be outside. Jasper's gonna get out and pretty coldly turn his back on Gareth and then go look at the damage to the boat.
All right. So hopping up onto the railing, whereabouts are you wanting to look at?
I'd actually go back down to the shore outside and look at any exterior damage to the hull.
Okay, yeah. Hopping off the ship, you jump into the water and you land in about waist high from the stern of the ship, and giving a look over to find any damage. Can I get a wits and investigation from you, please?
Mm-hmm. Whew, 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. Immediately you are drawn to the bow that is underwater, and you continue to wade out, knowing that, well, you're probably going to have to get underwater to take a look. You put your med kit on the ship, and then continue to swim out to the bow. Looking down, you can see exactly why the ship has sunk. You can see 3 very thin claw marks cutting into the bow. They appear to be just at where the waterline was. You can see the blue paint line showing where the waterline of the ship is, and the claw marks seem to be right through it. Continuing to make your way around, you swim around the bow to the other side and are very clearly able to see the slash marks and what almost looks like singeing to the sails. And doing a full 360 around, you get to the stern and you actually see the outboard engine has been pretty mangled as well.
Are Bryn and Cass still down on the beach? Or
By the time you had jumped off the boat, I was coming right up to it. And any survivors?
unfortunately, I don't think so. But hey, you guys seem to be better with Gareth than I am. Somebody should probably go check on him. He's not handling this situation. Well, I mean, he's handling it how you'd expect, but
Yeah, I got it. So I'm gonna jump on the boat.
I'm
Go.
going to actually, with all this happening and hearing there's no survivors, I'm going to keep the keys in my hands and kind of keep the truck on it, just like at the very edge of my periphery, and I'm going to sit down next to the boat and try and sit very, very still and keep my eye open and just keep watching
Okay.
and just continually scan the entire beach.
Okay. For that, actually, I'll ask for wits and composure. If you would like for it to rather be wits investigation, I would allow that.
It would be the same, but I would like it to be investigation.
Okay.
Two successes.
2 successes. So Bryn, sitting on the beach, overwatching everything, keeping an eye, making sure all is well. Cass, popping up onto the boat. What is it that you'd like to do?
So Gareth is in the cockpit. Is there like a below deck?
There is. So you can see that the cockpit takes up about the back third of the ship, and there's a hatchway with a small ladder that seems to lead to a down below.
Okay. I'm gonna leave Gareth for the moment, and I'm gonna go below.
Okay. Heading below, you take a few steps down. It's the sort of size of this ship you need to hunch over. There's not really full standing room in here, but at the and you really are able once in to see the whole layout. At the bow of the ship, you can see a forward berth that seems to be a V of a mattress. To the immediate left, there is a small galley or kitchen. Looks like a small stove with a teapot that has been affixed to it, and a hatch in a counter. So a hatch on the top of the counter that seems to go down inward. The forward of the ship with the V berth, you can see that some water has seeped in, and you can't really go too far in. Very much would not be able to sleep on this bed. And to your right, you can see looks like a very small, like a built-in desk with. It's not quite a computer, but it's a screen with a few buttons off to the side, and above it you can see what looks to be a small orange case that is strapped to the ceiling, and right next to it is you recognize immediately as the transmitter and receiver of a shortwave radio.
Yes, I knew there'd be one here. Okay, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna first check the radio and
Okay.
see if it's working.
Flipping the on switch, it turns on immediately. You can see the number 16 appearing on the channel indicator.
Great. I'm gonna start calling for help and switching channels to see if anybody responds.
Okay. Calling for help, you hit on the main channel, Mayday, Mayday, and wait for a response. Silence, flipping through a few channels, calling out again. You don't seem to be met with any responses. Really quick, give me a intelligence and computers check, and I will say because of your past experience, I will actually give you a +1 to this.
+1 for chance roll. Great.
Yeah, you did.
All
I
right.
got a 1.
Yes. All right.
Ah!
So listening in, and you realize, yeah, this is very clearly a short range radio. This is meant for a few miles. This isn't meant for long distance communication.
Okay, so so they couldn't. Maybe they couldn't be very far from where they left. Okay. I'm gonna look at the case. I'm gonna pull the case down. See what's in that.
All right. Popping the case down, you open it up and you see a bright orange, wide-barreled pistol with 3 looks to be shotgun shells. You recognize this as a flare gun.
Flare. Cool. Perfect. And then the computer, is it attached or is it more like a laptop?
It appears to be mounted, and again, it's more like it's a screen with wire coming out of it that seems to be going into the wall, where you can see there to be a few switches as well. And actually, looking over there, you can see that there is power, there is GPS, there is bilge, and there is water, and there is engine.
Can I turn on the screen, and do I see anything of like where they've been, what's going on, like
Sure.
like where they came from, any of that stuff?
Yeah, popping on the hitting the on button on this thing, it turns on immediately, and it looks like this is a small GPS, a combo GPS and radar actually. And as it pops
And
up,
radar.
you can see the soft ping moving around, and you can see the mass that is this island. And you can see dots creating almost a path leading to the center where you currently are, leading out from the lagoon and away.
And I can't see. Is there a way to see the dots? Is I'm assuming that's like how their path that they took here.
It could be. Give me a intelligence, or wait, your intelligence in computer was a
1.
Was a 1. Yeah, I mean, it could be. You know enough to get this thing functioning.
Cool.
But working more with that, it's kind of guesswork from here.
Cool. I'm going to grab the flares. I'm going to run outside. Guys! I found a computer and a radio. Bryn, get your ass over here.
All right.
Bryn, during that entire time, keeping a look on everything, there was the soft crashing of small waves against the beach, the occasional bird cry, nothing else.
All right. I will hop up on the boat.
Okay.
Did you check in on Gareth?
Who, as you pop up onto the boat, before saying that, looking to speak to Cass, Gareth is between the two of you.
Hey Gareth, how you doing?
Fantastic. Just absolutely spectacular. You could decorate me in tinsel and call me a Christmas tree. Just wonderful. Yeah, great.
I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder and I'm gonna say, well, I'm glad at the very least you're covering by being a wise ass. If you're ready to talk to us, you let us know.
Good to
Is
go.
anybody else excited and like want to come check out this computer? Because this could be a big deal. Come on.
I mean,
coming.
personally, I'd like to go and see what Cass is talking about.
I'm going to.
Okay.
All right.
Go take a look at this thing.
Jasper too.
All right, Jasper climbing aboard as well, and with Bryn heading down, Gareth behind, and Jasper following Gareth, it is beginning to get very crowded. With Cass and Bryn down below, there's room for a third person, kind of, but that's without the water taking up a good chunk of the below. So,
On a second thought, I'll stay above Jack. I'll keep an eye on the shoreline, the trees.
okay.
Just let me know what you find.
Bryn, as
Okay.
Cass brings you over, the screen that is popped up is right by the staircase to your right, and you can again see the readout on it. Can I get an intelligence and computers check from you?
Certainly. One.
One success. Okay. I'll say with this not being a chance roll, looking over this, like, okay, well, let's take a quick look, and you can see the readout that is clearly the mass of the island that you are on. The very center is apparently your location, the dots leading away from it. And you head over to the buttons on the right and go, okay, well, I know I can't break this thing by just pushing a couple of these. And you hit through. One of the buttons that you hit brings you to a new screen that appears to be a collection of percentages. You see degrees, and you actually make this out to be, after a short thought, compass headings.
Okay. Do I get the impression that this is the way they came, like this, or the way they went?
At this point, you believe that where they came or where they went at this point would be one and the same.
Okay. I'm not a navigation expert, so I have no idea exactly what this means, but this is how they got here. This is compass settings. So my theory is if we reverse this, we'll just get back to wherever they came from, which is going to be something.
Can we tell how far they might have been? Because this radio is a short wave radio. Like, it doesn't go over a super long distance.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, hell. I might not be necessarily the person to make heads or tail of this data, but I'll take a look at it and see if I can try and figure out how far they've come or gone.
Okay. I'll say this can be an extended check from you, Bryn. That'll be another intelligence in computers. Jasper, being above deck, I'll say hearing that, can I get an intelligence and survival check from you?
Yes, sir.
That's nothing.
Okay.
Can I help at all with without revealing too much, anything I know?
Oh my god.
With what Bryn or Jasper might be trying to
I'll say,
ascertain.
Gareth, can I get a wits and survival from you?
Yeah.
So kind of be going off of
Oh.
the same thing that Jasper's coming to realize.
Can't
I got
promise that it will necessarily do much, but it does include a lot of dice.
Okay.
If I'm hearing them listening in, I would start maybe shouting out some of these.
So this is kind of separate from what's going on with you right now, Bryn. You are focused in on your task.
Got it.
I got 2 successes.
Okay.
So I won't tell you how many dice I just rolled. I got 1.
Okay.
I used up all my luck already, so.
Gareth, looking about down below, you make out a couple of duffel bags. but you notice a distinct lack of like full stocked food or anything like that. So you don't think that a lot of travel could have been done. Jasper, you know these sorts of boats are typically, especially in tropics like this, rented out. They're day cruisers, maybe a couple of days, and though these are capable of traveling great distance if cared for properly, um,
Not
you
likely.
recall seeing there being 3 people that were on the boat originally, and you know that's crowded.
I mean, I don't think they're coming from very far, the way they're equipped and both this size. Has anybody tried the radio yet? Maybe we'll get a hold of the Coast Guard.
Yeah, I tried the radio and was calling for help, and nobody answered. But I mean, we can keep trying. Maybe we're just out of range or something.
It can't hurt. It can't hurt.
Hell, maybe they just don't work here. Fuck. I don't know.
Well, the good news is these types of boats are usually rentals, which means it's equipped with GPS tracker. And if the rental doesn't come back, well, usually they send somebody out looking for it. The bad news is it might be a few days before they get here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they usually have like those safety rafts, like those blow up rafts for emergencies?
I mean, doubtful, but we can look around. I mean, usually with a rental like this, they just have the cheapest life jackets they can legally equip it with, but definitely worth a look. While we're looking around, keep an eye out for tools, repair box, anything like that.
Yeah, I found a flare.
Oh,
Should we try hauling this thing out of the water?
well, right now this is our best option off the island, regardless of its state of repair. And if we are to repair it, I'd say doing it out of the water is probably gonna make our lives a little easier.
We can try.
Question, storyteller. I've been on this island long enough. Do I know? Is it like low tide or high tide? Where's the tide at? Where's it gonna come to?
Right now, you know that the tide is actually pretty much in the middle of the day. You're looking at a little bit of variation, higher or lower, but not enough that it's going to drastically affect the position of the ship.
I mean, we could try pulling it out, but the question is how we get back in.
And how do we even pull it out?
Truck.
Well, I mean, past a certain extent, it might just be a kind of possession of enough people and enough pulling from your knees and your lower back, and we haul it up a bit. But
I mean, if we time it right, the high tide might help a little bit, but
that's what I'm thinking.
Come up much higher than this.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'm no oceanographer. I briefly dated one, but don't know much about the science of the tides.
Well, if the tide goes out, do you think it would go out so this would be on dry land for a bit? And we just wait?
I mean, my guess from where it is no, but you'd be more au fait with the habits of the local environments than me, Doctor.
Would I know, is the tide on the way out or on the way in?
Right now, it would be on the way out.
Well, I mean, I suppose we can just wait, see how low it'll get. It is on the way out. We'll have to wait for it to come back in, regardless, whether we leave the boat here or pull it out. onto
What
the
time of day
sand.
is it, storyteller? Still
You're
pretty
beginning to
early.
look into the early afternoon.
Hell.
The trek in the cave took quite a long time.
Okay, guys. If we don't think this boat's going anywhere, do we think it's going anywhere? Do you think it'll? I don't know anything about boats. I've been to the ocean once.
Well, I mean, technically, it will start to go like up and down in a kind of.
Will it go
I'm
out?
sorry. I'm sorry, Bryn. I'm being a shit.
I don't think it's
I
going
know.
anywhere.
It's all right.
When I
guys.
was looking at the bow, it's pretty dug into the sand, so even when that tide comes in, without a little help, I don't know it's going anywhere.
Okay. Well, I vote we take what we can that we think that we don't want to magically walk away. We take with us. If the heights of his powers are tomorrow, we need to start thinking about a way to survive tomorrow. And we can worry about getting off of this island. Because I don't know, do you guys think you're going to fix this in the next 3 hours? I know it's a dumb question, but
Bryn,
I mean,
I don't know.
at your own mention of fixing a boat, your eidetic memory flashes before your eyes,
The other boat.
and you recall back to the small garage that housed the now completely sunken boat, which, in comparison to this, is a small skiff with an outboard engine. But you recall on that day a small kit in the garage specifically made to repair boats.
You're right. I was remembering that the outboard engine was still good on that other boat. I was gonna bring it up, but thank you for the reminder of the kit, storyteller. Because my thinking is, I remember not far from where you were staying, Jasper. There's a skiff. It's got a much smaller engine, but it's got an engine and a patch kit. Or at least there's a patch kit in the garage by it.
It's actually a comparatively similar sized engine.
Oh, really?
This is
Oh, it is?
yeah.
Oh.
This is. I mean, it's a beefy outboard engine, but compared to the size of the full boat, it's a small outboard engine.
Got it.
Um,
Okay.
it's similar size to that on the sunken boat.
Okay. I just knew the boat was smaller.
Mhm.
Okay. Then yeah, it's got an engine. We've got a patch kit. I just
You said it's by the resort,
yeah.
like by the dive instructor's place, storyteller.
I don't know how long it takes to fix this. But we either need to fix it now or we need to hunker down.
I hate the idea of leaving or only taking off of here.
I do too.
But do we also like the idea of being exposed and
Yeah.
night's coming?
We could just as easily die on this boat.
You saw the door to the bunker. Who's to say we're even safe in there anymore?
It's true.
I was thinking of just doubling down on the bunker inside the bunker and just. But yeah.
So we were given the option to, well, not given the option, but presented with the option to strike down this being. How do we do that?
I mean, you know me, I'm always in for a good fight, but hearing the words that he is going to be at the height of his power, I mean,
We couldn't even take him down.
the first time.
Yeah.
Divine intervention.
Unless you got some brilliant idea, Gareth. I mean, you're the only one who seems to be able to do anything to this guy. Bullets don't work, knives don't work.
Mm-mm.
If there's one thing I've learned in my few years of life, there's no such thing as a brilliant idea. We're done. We've thought of everything there is to think of. I have, at least. I'm no genius. I'm no visionary bringing out some new concept to redefine the way we look at the world and the things beyond it. Like, if anything, we need to start shutting those avenues of thinking down. Like, the reason I've raised the question is we need to run. We can't win.
Yeah. All right. Let's get back in the truck and everybody buckle down tight. Because I'm going to get us back to that resort.
We should have the truck started before we jump in the back so it doesn't sink into the sand.
Okay.
Smart.
Yep. Done that in a time or two.
I think it's time to run.
All right, so what? Back to the bunker?
No.
To the
To the
boathouse.
dive house. To the boathouse.
Okay.
Gather everything we can as quick as we can.
Yeah.
Patch this boat. Run.
Yeah.
Run like hell.
I'm in. Hey, did we bring the is the scuba diving stuff with us, or did we leave
in
it back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in the truck.
Perfect.
In the bed.
Okay. Good to know. All right. Yeah, let's Bryn, you hop in the truck and get this off the sand, and then we'll all hop in.
All right. I will go hop in the truck.
And storyteller, I have the flares with me.
Okay, good to know.
I will go hop in the truck and I will turn the key and
Alright.
drive it to some more steady ground, and then let everybody hop in.
All right, Bryn. And I'll say, with the ground that you are currently on, this is going to not require any rolls. You back the truck up, spin it around to have the nose facing inland, and the truck is ready to go as you all pile in one after the other. You head back.
I'm gonna push it a little bit.
Okay. Pushing it a little bit to get a little bit
Giving it
of
a safe
speed here.
but
Okay. With the
Sure.
underbrush and pushing it ever so slightly, I will ask for a drive and dexterity roll on this, but you will be saving some time if this goes well.
okay. I'm going to use a point of willpower.
Using a point
To
of
add
willpower to add 3 dice to this roll.
Three successes.
3 successes. All right. Again, driving through the underbrush, palm fronds whipping against the front of the windshield. One of them cracking against the grill of the truck, breaking the branch. But because of the reinforcement on the front with the winch, you think the truck is fine, and you speed through the underbrush until you come to where the small lip leading off onto the road is, and there is a brief moment where the truck actually gains a slight bit of air as it onto the road, crashing down, and you skid heading towards the resort. It does not take very long at all before you see the roundabout ahead of you.
All right. I'm going to get on over to the boathouse as quickly as I possibly can.
All right, you drive up and you can see it is right there, skidding around. You are able to park right up to the garage doors of the boathouse.
Okay. And I will hop off. No, I will turn the engine off and open the doors and tell everybody to hop off. I don't know where my brain went. And all right, guys, it's over here. Let's hustle.
And storyteller, are we close by where the resort bar and kitchen area was? Are we close by to that?
Yes, so you're in the small roundabout. The towering form of the resort is ahead of you to the right, and you recall that immediately in the front double doors, the kitchen area was right there to the right. To your left here, right next to the resort, is the boathouse. And between the resort and the boathouse is the small dive shack where you found your spear guns. There's then the small road leading out to the dock that has the sunken skiff.
Great. You guys go grab the stuff for the boat. I'm going to go to the kitchen and grab supplies. Remember, we found the food, water, all that stuff, so I'll be back.
We're going to need some for a day or two. Okay.
Right.
And I will
okay.
I'll take Jasper and Gareth over to the boat with the sunken boat.
Okay.
You said
and
this
point
thing's
to the
underwater,
engine.
right?
Yes, so heading over to the dock, you see ahead of you, Jasper, this is the first time seeing it, a small skiff. This was actually the one of the boats that the dive instructor would take people out for. The plan was to take them out and have their dive lessons. And you can actually see a waterlogged corpse that has bloated over time, soaking in the ocean, that is resting in the bottom of the skiff. But resting out of the water, you can see the outboard engine as well.
Well, we just gonna try to haul this thing out of here. What's the plan?
I have no idea. I don't know how to take engines off of boats. I got nothing here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
I've not really worked with anything on this size before. I mean, I can take parts given time, but I've hardly dripped a thing at a shoreline.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about boats.
I
pretty good with my hands. So we can just start looking for bolts and taking things apart.
fuck
Looking
it.
down-
I guess I'll start, and I'll just get in and start looking for anything I recognize, and just start stripping things for parts that I think might be useful.
Okay. As you get into the water, you can actually see the size of this engine. It looks as though it comes up to about your hip. That's what you would guess. It looks as though the sort of thing that if you wanted to take the whole thing, it would take both you and Jasper to lift it. But if you were able to detach it from the skiff, you could take the whole thing.
Do I feel it would be beneficial for us to just take the whole engine, or would it be better to take parts?
Ooh. Give me a wits and intelligence check.
Okay. Two successes.
Two
finally.
successes. All right. Looking down at this thing, not knowing much about. I mean, you are somewhat familiar with engines. You able to repair the engine of the truck, but looking at this, you haven't done much work on outboard engines on boats. You don't know what parts might be broken. You don't know what parts might need to be replaced. You could take parts, but you do have that thought of, yeah, but if we can just replace the whole thing, if this one works.
All right, I guess go hard or go home. I'm gonna lean into the removing the whole thing and trying to mount it onto something else kind of approach. And I'll try and, in the process, indicate how Jasper can help me do so.
Okay. Gareth, can I get an intelligence and crafts check from you? And Jasper, you are welcome to aid on this if you would like.
Yes, I would definitely like to.
All right, so really quick, an intelligence and crafts from Jasper to add dice to Gareth's pool.
Oh. That was 2 10 against for 4 successes.
Gareth, you can add 4 dice to this check.
Yeah.
That's more dice than I had in the beginning. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Nothing.
Oh my god.
Okay. Looking down at this,
I'm extremely sorry.
this thing is bolted. Clamps, bolts. You aren't 100% sure how this is mounted. And you think what might be best is to get you and Jasper to maybe pull the sunken boat towards the shore and out of the water to get a better look at that.
Can we do that?
You can always try.
Jasper, will you try to do that with me?
Unless I see a better way.
That sounded like such a prom proposal. Jasper, will you help me?
Jasper, will you do
Yes,
that with me?
It'd be my pleasure to lift the boat with you.
All right, as Jasper hops into the water to assist, can I get strength and athletics rolls from the both of you? Bryn, while they are working on pulling the boat out of the water, this is going to be an extended action from you two. What was your plan?
I was going to go get the patch kit.
All right. So, really quick, Gareth and Jasper.
You know, it's actually
2.
it's really such a privilege because, you know, where I'm from, we don't really have prom, per se. So, I hope, Jasper, with my 1 success, you'll allow me to drag the boat up onto the beach with you.
That's a
Alright.
2 for me.
With your total of 3 successes, there is some resistance, and you actually are able to feel the drag as the boat moves ever so slightly in the water. An eruption of white sand and a little bit of blackened mud clouding the water as you begin to bring the boat to shore. As we move to Bryn, popping into the boathouse, you head back to where you recall seeing the patch kit. It is a large case, and as you open it up, it is exactly where you had left it. You see some rather large, they almost look like rubbery, large rubber patches that appear to have, it looks like a large black adhesive sticky pad. In addition to that, you see 2 tubes of, it could be caulking, it could be, you aren't quite sure. You're not familiar with working with this sort of material.
No flex tape.
No flex tape.
Okay. All right. I will take it all.
All right, taking the whole kit, bringing it
It
over.
all seems sticky, like how you fix holes. So I'm just gonna take all of it.
Okay, taking the whole thing.
And I will go put it in the back of the truck.
All right, putting it in the back of the truck. As you load up the truck, Cass, heading into the kitchen. You find once again in the what now appears to be a once again pristine hotel. Fresh flowers are waiting at the reception table. And now soft music playing over hidden speakers.
Are the since we have the power on, are the lights on this time?
The lights are indeed on.
Great. Awesome. I'm going to be very aware, moving quickly. I'm going to grab a tablecloth on my way to the walk-in, which is where I think we found those water bottles and canned goods
You
last
did
time.
indeed, yes.
Great.
Okay, so snagging a tablecloth off of one of the tables, you rush back into the kitchen. You find the preparing station, pots and pans, and cutlery hanging from racks on the ceiling, and you see the walk-in refrigerator in the far back, rushing back towards it, popping it open. A rush of cool air now passes over you. Heading in, can I get a wits and investigation check as you rummage through to fill up your tablecloth with food and supplies?
1 success.
1 success. All right. You find boxes of water, that no longer the plastic containers, but almost milk crates, but of water that you were able to bundle into the tablecloth. You are able to once again find the all familiar canned goods that you have been surviving off of this entire time, and in one quick go are able to fill the tablecloth up with twice what you've had in the past. You've been able to survive for over 4 or 5 days now here on the island, and you have more than that.
Great. Remind me.
Mm-hmm.
How close is the bar?
It is.
Is it out of my way?
It is in the main lobby lounge area, in the mass open section, by close to the outside by the pool. If you rushed over, it would take you maybe a minute to get to there.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna grab all my stuff. I'm gonna run to the bar and make sure and grab a bottle or two of something.
All right, rushing over to grab a bottle or two of something, and this is a well-stocked bar, as you are well aware. You have no problem whatsoever finding a couple of bottles. Really quick,
Right.
Cass, can I get a dexterity and stealth check from you?
Of course you can. Oh, where is... Okay. Oh my god, chance roll.
Okay.
No.
All right. As you rush out, grabbing a couple of bottles, you rush back in to the into the kitchen area, and you not wanting to add them to the mass collection that you have in the tablecloth there, holding onto the 2 bottles in one hand, grabbing the tablecloth, you begin to drag the rest of it out.
Great.
Gareth and Jasper, can I get another strength and athletics roll from the 2 of you, please, as you continue to attempt to drag the ship, or the skiff, out of the water?
2 more.
2 more from me as well.
Oh, very nice. Bringing you to a total of 7. You are actually able to drag it far enough that the stern of the skiff is actually out onto the beach now, and you have a much better chance of looking and working on the engine now. At this point, if you would both like to give me an intelligence and crafts check to try and figure this thing out.
Perfect.
And storyteller, when I'm done doing what I was doing, let me know.
Where would you like to be heading?
When I'm done with that, I was going to go help Cass.
That's 3.
3.
2.
3 and 2. All right. Jasper and Gareth, with the ship now on the beach, you're able to get a vantage point that you didn't have as it was underwater and see 2 large clamps that appear to have screw connections to them that are holding this outboard engine onto the back panel of the boat. It's going to take some work, but the two of you are able to begin and unmount the engine. As Bryn, you then head over. You actually meet Cass right as she is coming out of the main door.
Is the tablecloth she's wrestling? Is she like on the ground, or is she carrying the whole thing? Are you dragging it or carrying it, Cass?
Dragging the tablecloth,
Drag-
carrying
I'll
2
come.
bottles.
I'll come help.
Okay.
Make that an easier trip.
All right, making that an easier trip, easily done. Cass and Bryn, you are able to get back to the truck. Take your newfound supplies, put them in the back of the bed. Right as Gareth and Jasper, you are able to entirely dismount the outboard engine.
Is that
I'll
everything
do it.
then? I got the kit.
We got this engine. Might need a hand getting it up into the truck, but
Yeah, and I got supplies, so I guess we got everything we need. Yeah, let's get it in the back.
Yeah, let's roll.
Yeah. All right. Might need a minute before we move this thing up the beach, but yeah,
You okay?
it's very heavy.
Fair enough.
Well, I'm happy to help you boys out if you need a little help.
I never say no.
I'll help
Yeah,
too, for whatever
can't
it's
say no
worth.
to an extra hand.
All right. I'll
Okay,
say
Gareth, you
between
need a breather.
between the lot of you, you're able to quite easily get the engine back to the truck.
Okay. All right. Who wants a shotgun? And I'll hop in the
Cast
truck.
those bottles. Was there more where that came from?
Alcohol bottles?
Correct.
Yeah. I didn't take you for a drinker.
Not really, but tell you what. Anybody got a lighter? And Jasper
That's a
starts
good idea.
pulling out the strips of fabric that he had torn up on the way to the hot springs. We tried bullets. We tried knives. I haven't tried fire.
That's a good idea.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
have that in my inventory anyway.
But
I
don't have a lighter.
I can go get some more of those bottles.
Well, yeah,
I'm quick and I'm sneaky. I can go.
Well, I mean, a few of us can go. I'll go with you.
All right, and I'll toss the keys to Jasper.
Lighter. Oh, you know what? There's a stove in the on the boat, right?
Yeah.
Could work.
Will that work?
We
I
can
also
also
have this flare gun.
Yep.
It's true. Just fire that sucker right off. Right at him.
But this
We'll
is,
take a look in the kitchen too.
This is a great idea. Yeah, let's, Bryn and I will run, go grab a couple more bottles. And, yeah, we'll be right back.
I would like to go in as sneakily as I possibly freaking can.
Okay. Would you give me a stealth and dexterity check?
Two.
Okay. Would you also give me a wits and composure check? As you step through the doors to the hotel, the soft, fresh scent of flowers filling your nostrils, and calm music playing on the speakers.
Once again, two.
2. And above the soft music playing on the speakers, you hear
Cass.
on the floor above you.
Cass, do you think you can be quiet?
I mean, I'll do my best.
I can get in and out. But he's up there. And we might as well just get in and out and run.
I mean, he probably knows we're here, so let's just do it and get out of here.
All right. Running as fast as I can while still being quiet. I would like to go get 3 bottles and run back out.
And I'll
Okay.
grab 4.
Cass, what was your dexterity and stealth roll?
Not good. 0.
Okay. Cass grabbing 4 bottles. Bryn grabbing 3. Making your way to the main door. You come back outside. You see Jasper and Gareth finishing up securing the engine in the back of the pickup. You
Okay.
head back over.
I'm going to just immediately just get back in. I'm going to hand Jasper the bottles, take the keys back, and I'm going to get in the truck and we're going to go. And we're going to go top speed as fast as we can safely go.
Okay. Who's in the back of the pickup?
I'll hop in the back.
Jasper would be, probably.
All right. Cass and-
So I guess a very rapid form of non-verbal communication indicating that Gareth is going to be in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Gonna
Like, make eye contact with each other, like...
leap in there as fast as possible.
All right. Driving away, Cass and Jasper, can I get a wits and composure roll from the both of you? As you sit in the back of the pickup,
Oh, God.
driving off onto the road, heading towards the lagoon, looking back at the hotel.
2.
3.
You both see a long, slender figure standing in the doorway, watching you drive away. And as you head back to the boat, that is where we are going to take our break, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
We're going to take a brief intermission, 10 minutes, so that our players can get some water, stretch their legs, do what they need to do. We recommend that you do the same. A reminder to be on the lookout for any heroic actions that any of our players might be taking, because you get to nominate them for that point of experience at the end of the show in our post-show hangout on our Discord channel. We'd love to have you there. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back to see if these survivors are able to repair this ship and get away before the next day.
In the midtime, Gareth's going to slide in Black Sabbath album number 4.
Nice. We'll be right back.
See you in a few minutes, guys.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We hope that you enjoyed your break. We certainly did. How are we all feeling?
Oh, boy.
Energetic, but slightly scared.
Yep.
I like that. Energetic
Yep,
but slightly
yep,
scared.
yep,
That's a good
yep,
way to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Optimistically terrified.
Love it.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we dive back into this, just a reminder that we are going to be having a post-show hangout over on our Discord. We would love for you to join us, and it would be an opportunity to chat with the cast afterwards, talk about how things have gone, and really get a little bit of an insight. And also be sure to keep an eye out for that point of heroism that you might be able to award one of the players. I know that we've got a few new folks in the audience, and I know that we typically don't get to chat with our audience. I'm going to break that rule for one quick second, because I do see Niku Kos, who we rated last time, just popped back in and gave some points. Niku Kos, hi, great to see you.
Thank you.
All right, I broke my rule. There we go.
You get one, Scott. One.
This will be the only time.
I'm sorry.
There can only be one.
Well, with that, I'm not going to break any more rules, but I will use them against you. So let's go ahead and dive in and continue on. Players, are you ready?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Ready
Okay.
as we'll ever be.
As you drive off away and leaving the figure vanishing in the tree line behind you, driving through, you very quickly now, Bryn, getting to know this off-road road, come back to the small lagoon with the beached vessel and the corpses remaining. You pull the truck up to an area that you know to be safe and come to a stop.
As we were driving, actually, I wouldn't mind.
Mhm.
Actually, just very quietly turning to Gareth. Hey man, look, I know everybody has a tendency to just be a wise ass when the chips are down. It's okay. Thought I'd let you know.
That's fine. No apologies are necessary.
I know you were real upset. We couldn't save those folks on the boat.
Yes. Yes, I was. You mean you weren't? Like,
Oh no, I am. I mean, fucking disappointment of a lifetime, really, but this whole thing has been. It just seems, I don't know, I'm pretty good at separating what I can and can't control, you know? And I just want to, I know I don't know you that well, but it's admirable how much you wanted to help them anyway. Thought I'd let you know.
well, thank you, Vegas. That fixes everything. What do you want?
I'm just trying to say a nice thing, Gareth.
Nice
Doesn't a
thing
person not
said.
have to have a motive? And then I'll, just keep driving the car up.
All right. Driving the car up, you're able to park it in a safe space. The ship in the lagoon ahead of you.
I'll get as close as I think I can before, again, we start to get just a little slippery with the heavy truck, considering it's got an engine, a whole bunch of other crap in it now. And I'll start helping unload stuff. Yeah. Keep the keys
Okay.
in my pocket.
Beginning to unload things from the back of the truck onto the ship itself. Cass, Gareth, Jasper, what are you all doing?
I will also be helping load things onto the boat, and at the same time, I will be on body removal.
Okay. Being on body removal. Jasper, Gareth.
After you, Doctor.
Well, I mean, I'd appreciate a hand here with this engine, but I'd also like to get to work on the cocktails.
Before anything is put together with the vessel itself, I want to make sure that bodies aren't just left behind, but that they are not, if necessarily, buried, but that there are markers left to commemorate the dead. In one way or another, even if it's as little as a flip-flop upended in the sand.
I imagine if I see Gareth doing that, I'll let him know. I imagine. I mean, hopefully this island will be clear in 24 hours. I imagine folks will be wanting to come back for some of these people. It's good to leave a spot marker. We can tell them where they were.
That's exactly right.
All right. Well, carrying your supplies to and from the truck is fairly easy, and you are able to store them below. Cass working on body removal. The very first one is the corpse that is remaining in the cockpit of the ship. Anything in particular that you want to do with it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna drag it off the boat on the side that's closest to the beach, and then just drag it towards the beach where it just can kind of lay, just so it's out of our way.
All right, getting
We can figure out what to do later.
the young man dragged onto the shore rather easily. The woman on the anchor on the bow is a little harder, and as you approach, you can see she is resting again. The two prongs coming out of her. Can you give me a quick strength and athletics as you attempt to lift her
Yeah.
up?
You got it. One
success. Okay, it is tough, and there is resistance, but you are able to lift, and there's the and she falls into the water and is floating there, able for you to carry.
Great, and I'll take her over to the shore by the other one. Those were the only two, right? Because we didn't find the third.
Those were the only two that you have seen, yes.
Cool. Yeah, and so once I get them to the shore, I'm gonna leave them and work with Doc on figuring out boat, cocktails, all that stuff.
Okay. So Jasper, you were working on the engine with Gareth. Were you helping at first before moving on to the marking the dead?
No, my first priority was going to be not necessarily a burial, but as you put it, a marking of the deceased.
Okay. Yeah. Once Cass has brought the two onto the shore, you're able to taking some of the foliage from the tree line, make a nice memorial for them. At this point, the two bodies have been memorialized. The supplies are on the ship, including the repair kit. All that remains is the engine. And I will say, during this time, Jasper, since you were alone, give me a crafts and dexterity check.
If this is to make the Molotov cocktails, would my specialty also come into play?
I will say yes.
All right. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's 4 successes.
4 successes. Hot dang, yeah.
Lots of 10 agains there.
The bottles that you have been brought, you were able to take a few of the strips of cloth, and it's quite easy. You are able to make 3 Molotov cocktails out of what you had. You can add those to your inventory.
Oh.
You better leave me 2 bottles to drink.
Well, we brought, what, 10? So
9, I think.
Just
Got
double checking.
3 of them are Molotovs.
Did anybody tell me that they saw Kendall at the door of the hotel?
I haven't heard anyone say it.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to very much do what I did last time. Actually, try and find a place. Now, once I get everything loaded, I'm going to keep watch.
Okay.
And just try and feel for the hairs on the back of my neck and the sinking of my heart, and just keep an eye open on the tree line and the water line. I'm a little suspicious of the water line too, so I'll keep an eye on both. just
Give me a
keep
wits and
scanning.
composure on that, Bryn.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's 3 successes.
3 successes. Sitting there almost in a meditative state. You don't feel the hairs on the back of your neck popping up. But looking out, something does come to mind. It's getting awfully late.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna be keeping watch, but if anybody needs me, I'm fucking useless. But anything you need. And then I'll just keep watching the tree line.
It's getting late, as in it's getting dark.
It's not dark yet, but you know darkness comes very quickly here on the island.
We gotta run.
Bryn, you're not quite useless. If you pull that truck around, get the headlights pointed up at the boat here, give us some light to work with.
Okay. I'll get the truck, and now that there's a significant... Have we taken the engine out yet?
No.
No, but
Let's
might
take
as well
the
get
engine
that
out
truck.
first, and then I'll move the truck.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So Jasper heading to the back of the truck. By yourself, you're not going to be able to do much with it.
Your hand over here.
Being finished with what I was doing, will begin shifting the engine over towards the boat.
Okay. 2 of you, go ahead and give me a strength and athletics.
Oh.
2 for me.
2 for me as well.
Okay. Yeah, the 2 of you are able to... It's hefty, but you get it into your arms and begin pulling it over, getting it into the water. Makes it a little bit easier. It is heavy, but the water does help you lift it up, and you are able to strong-arm this thing onto the stern of the boat, and getting ready to affix it. Can I get a dexterity and crafts check from the 2 of you as well? Now knowing how these things are handled, you begin to take the first engine off.
Specialty or no here?
No on this one.
Okay. Oh, still 2 for me.
Okay.
1 from me.
1. It's quite easy. You are able to detach the first motor or the first engine, and deciding, well, you've got the other one. You're able to just kind of shove it off, and it hits the stern of the boat a little bit and goes into the water as it then bubbles as it sinks to the sandy bed. And you begin affixing the new engine. And I'll say within that same roll, you're able to replace the engines.
Well, next order of business is the massive hole in the hull.
Yeah, and while they were doing the putting the engine together, I was pulling out the repair kit, the boat repair kit, and trying to figure out how exactly to do it and what we have. Just kind of prepping it for when they want to
Sure.
put it together.
Cass, as you open that up, give me a give me a quick wits and investigation on this.
Okay. Boop, boop. 4.
4 successes. Opening this case up, you look through everything and go, wow, this is a lot of stuff. But you're actually able to pull the back end of the case, and you realize it's actually separated into 2 parts. And on the back side, you find a complete set of instructions. In addition to a couple of, they look to be soft mesh plates. It almost looks like netting. Very fine mesh netting. Looking over this, reading through, it looks as though this is a 2-step process. This is to repair holes in boats. Small, minor repair, but this is it's akin to putting a spare tire on a car. Looks like the patches are to go on the outside, and there's an adhesive that allows them to take through the water. But there is going to be repairs needed on the inside as well. It is recommended that it is left to set for a couple of hours before any traveling is done.
All right. Great. Well, when I'll jump off the boat and start looking at the outside, because that's according to the instructions, that's the first bit to start on, right? The outside?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll start putting that together, and then if Jasper or Gareth are done, I'll ask them to one of them to help me and the other one to do the inside. If you guys are able and available.
And once the truck is no longer got the engine in it, I'll drive it over closer to the boat.
Okay.
It'll probably take a couple of minutes to at least just shake myself off and dry out on the shore before I go about doing anything else. And I'll just kind of give Jasper a clap on the back. We actually did it. You ever done anything like that before?
I mean, hijack a boat engine from a sunk boat and put it on a new boat? No, nothing like that. You?
Well, I mean, generally speaking, I've not done anything like this before, but no, not particularly. I've not done that specifically either.
How about, I mean, it's a good thing you did. For those bodies. You done that before?
No, actually. Now that you ask.
I don't suppose it matters if you had. Never get used to it. Sorry, by the way, for my coldness earlier. Learned early on in my army days there's a time for mourning. There's a time for action. If you stop to mourn the fallen every time they fall, well, that's how you become one of them.
Gun work.
Ooh.
You can thank my generosity and incompetence for the.
Gareth, it looks like we might have lost you, if you can hear me.
Ew. I think I might have had a little bit of a blip there. Where?
Yep, looks like it
Hello?
is continuing. Why don't we go ahead and really quickly have you attempt to leave the call and return on in. That should normally fix the problem.
Gareth's always causing trouble.
Who am I now?
You're Gareth.
I'm Gareth. Oh no. I don't know any script.
Now you're you again. Now I'm Gareth.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
There he is.
Alrighty.
I have returned. Where did you lose me? I could hear you, but apparently you could not.
Pretty
hear
much
me.
on your reply.
Ah, okay. So to recap, you said something to the effect of it being
Time
a
for-
good thing. That
Time for mourning, time for action.
got it. Well, there have been plenty of things I haven't done, and you were understandably a little cold towards me, but I was prepared to put a harpoon through your neck the first time I saw you, so you can thank my indecisiveness and incompetence for the fact that you're still alive.
That's one of the things I like best about you, Gareth.
And at that point, I'm going to yell, if you two are done flirting, I could use some help patching this boat.
All right, all right.
I'm going to just look in Cass's direction, like, presumably still sopping wet. Just kind of like... But still, we'll go in that direction.
Okay. Heading off, wading into the water. Cass heading to the bow of the boat. You know that is where the cuts are. You also know that they are underwater.
Mm. Yes, I do. I'll yell over to when we brought the supplies from the truck, did we also bring the scuba gear
Sure.
to the truck?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes, because I said we cleared it.
Cleared everything. So yes, the diving gear is on board.
Great. I'm gonna grab the set of goggles, and I got my flashlight, and get in the water.
Okay. Hopping into the water with the mask on, you are able to go under, and you get a very clear look at the razor thin slashes on the side of the boat. Looking at the patches that you have, it looks as though one of these would be enough to cover it. As you look over to double check the size, now with a mask on, your vision goes forwards, and you can see the long floating remains of the third corpse. Looks as though their feet buried into the sand below, attempting to float to the surface, but unable to do so.
All right. I'm gonna pop back up to grab some air, and Gareth has been moving this way, right?
Yeah, I mean, you demanded help and moved over there to provide it.
Hey, Gareth, I think we found that other body. If you want to take care of that. He's stuck in the sand right over there. You have to dive for him.
Wait, what? What? Stuck in the... What?
You know, there were 3 people on the boat. I guess he somehow got stuck in the sand. Or dragged into the... I don't know. If it's important to you, I feel like it's important to you to do something with these bodies. It's there if you want it. I figured I'd tell you. I don't... Yeah. That's all I got.
I appreciate you telling me, Cass. It's been kind of a knee-jerk thing thus far. I don't know if I'm equipped in any sense to dive into a wreck. And, yeah. Is there anything else I can do to help?
Yeah. If you want to go on the inside of the boat and do the patch on the inside, that would be great. And I will relay the instructions for how to do that to him.
Okay.
I can do that. Try and climb inside and find the point that Cass is referencing.
All right. So, as Gareth goes down below, Cass, diving under the water once again to begin your patchwork, can I get a dexterity and crafts check from you?
Yes. No successes.
No successes. Cass, as you go below the water, taking your patch and pushing it up against the hull of the boat, it doesn't stick. Pushing again, it doesn't stick. And you don't know what you're doing wrong. Gareth, Heading down below, you head towards the bow. That is at a very steep angle, and you can see, once again, a good chunk of water between you and where you need to go. And, in fact, potential problem with a mattress between where you and where you need to go. You know that you need to get to the other side of this cut, but you are not quite sure where that is.
So there appears to be, presumably below some degree of water, a mattress between me and where I need to get to try and help
Exactly.
Cass. Alright. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna try and see if I can haul. I mean, oh god, a sodden mattress. That's gonna be heavy as shit. How much space is there, like, to work with? Do I have to, like, pull this up and out of the way, or can I just try and move this to the side? Like, how much weight am I gonna have to move?
It doesn't actually look as though it's that heavy. Though it is a mattress, it's not the sort of thing that you're used to with a house mattress. It's actually quite. It looks to be quite thin, and it is actually divided in half. Half of the padding being on one side of the V berth, the other half on the other. So you can probably flip one on top of the other.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and move it out of the way in whichever is the most convenient direction for me to get to where I think Cass wants me to work.
Alrighty. You're quite easily able to actually lift it up and move it. From here, you can see the wooden base of what looks like a cabinet underneath. You see a small latch and a square cutaway of what looks to be a hatch underneath the mattress. And that is very clearly underwater.
How far underwater are we talking?
As you reach your arm down, you're up to your shoulder.
I'll try and open it.
All right. Opening it up, it's not locked, it's not latched. It opens right up, and there's darkness on the other side.
Do I get the sense that I am moving closer in a general sense to where Cass has asked for help repairing on the other side?
If you had to figure where Cass might be in relationship to you, you do think that there's a thin hold between the two of you, and she might be on the opposite side. You do think you are heading in the proper direction, yes.
But presumably, having had to reach my whole arm down to open this thing, I'd have to fully immerse myself in order to get to whatever point I'm looking for.
Yes.
I'm going to take a deep breath and try and do that.
All right. What is your stamina score?
That is a good question. It is nothing I'm immediately familiar with. My stamina score is somewhere on my sheet. Sorry, Scott. Where would I look for that?
It's an attribute.
Oh, right.
Blood,
Yes,
strength,
it's
and dexterity.
it's a 3.
A 3. All right. Well, you are able to hold your breath for up to 2 minutes.
Oh,
So, taking a
Okay.
deep breath, filling your lungs with the air, diving in. It is quite dark. Opening up your eyes, there's an initial sting of the salt water. Your eyes slowly begin to adjust with the little bit of light that there is, and you can see 3 small slivers of light coming in from the outside, occasionally darkening and then brightening again. And you can hear the soft
okay. I'm not seeing how I can really do much just immediately swimming over, but now knowing where it is, I'm going to try and surface again.
Okay, easy.
And I don't think I really have much on me that would be useful as material to use on the other side.
So Cass gave you the components from the kit. You have a small bit of.
Oh, right, yes, I do have those. Oh, okay, so having caught my breath, knowing where those are, I'm going to go back under and just one by one.
All right. Can I get a dexterity and crafts check from you?
Dexterity and crafts. Okay. Just the one.
Just the one. That's all you needed. First, placing the soft mesh against, peeling back the adhesive side of the rubbery end, placing it over. You leave your hand there for a moment. Remove your hand. From the inside, the lines, the gashes have vanished. And Cass, on the outside, you can see that the lines that you are attempting to cover have suddenly darkened.
Well, that's irritating.
You will, after a few moments here, just kind of a flash from within the vessel. I'll go like, got it. I think we're good.
Do I see or hear Cass doing anything?
With where you are, keeping an eye out, you see Cass working on the side of the boat, but you don't hear her doing anything. She is currently underwater.
Okay. How dark is the sky?
The sun is getting ready to set.
How close? How close are we, guys? How close?
I will, having yelled that, I will be like running up to, well, not running, but like hurrying up to a point where I can yell to the others, like, I'm pretty sure I just helped Cass seal the breaks in the hull. You might want to check with her.
Okay. Cass!
And I'll pop to the surface. This thing's not working.
I think I got you.
Does it need to be on both sides?
Yeah.
The thing? Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Does anyone else think they could give it a shot? What do we want to do?
I'm happy to give it a try. This whole time, though, ever since we finished putting the engine back on, so while Cass and Gareth had been below decks, Jasper's been looking around everywhere on this boat for a stove or anything to start a fire with.
Oh yeah, there's a small
lighter,
stove on
stove.
the in the galley area. It's a small 2-burner.
Does it seem to be electric or
It is
gas?
propane.
Propane, perfect. And is it hooked up?
As you go in and give it a try, there's the and yeah, it does create flame.
All right, and you said this is below decks.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Jasper pops his head out then, says, I can give it a shot.
Yeah, great. And I will relay the instructions that I gave to Gareth, because apparently I'm better at giving instructions than doing it.
Okay.
And hand over the goggles, and I'll hold I'll hold the flashlight for him so he can see, since it's getting darker.
All right, holding the flashlight. Jasper, jumping into the water, diving in. Can I please get a dexterity and crafts check for you?
All right.
While he's doing that, I'd love to go look for a bucket.
One success.
One success is all you need as you place it up against the side of the hull. Leave your hand there, pull away, and it stays. Bryn, can I get a wits and investigation check from you?
Absolutely. Three successes.
3 successes. Looking about down below, you find no bucket.
A
The
bowl.
only thing that you find that can hold water is the small tea kettle that is on the stove.
Well, fuck it. I'm using the small tea kettle on the stove to bail the damn boat.
All right, Bryn, looking at the amount of water that there is in the size of the tea kettle, this is going to be a long, arduous task. And as you have that thought, the last rays of light begin to dwindle on the horizon as the sun sets.
It's time to go.
And then, as I'm, since we got the patch on the thing, I'll start scrambling onto the boat and be like, guys, we need to find the bilge pump. Isn't that a thing? Like where isn't that right? Am I crazy? Where it like bails out water? Is
I
that what
know
it's
the
called?
word.
Cass, give
Bilge.
me a
Bilge pump.
give me a wits and intelligence check.
Because didn't we see the when I was looking originally at the computer, I saw something that said bilge. Huh.
These are good.
5.
5. Yeah, you recall exactly, and that on the switchboard of options of power, there is the bilge, and you do think back, bilge pump. Yes, the bilge is what collects water at the base of a ship, and the bilge pump pumps the water out. That exists. That is a thing.
Okay,
Great. So
that'll
I'm
be
gonna,
better than my tea kettle.
Yes. So I'm gonna
Wow.
scramble and turn that on.
All right. Rushing down below, you reach out, you flip the switch. There's a soft. Gareth and Jasper on the outside, you hear the whoosh, 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 whoosh. Looking down to the side of the boat, you can see an outlet, like a small hole that is encased in metal. It is clearly meant to be there, as water is now pouring out of it.
Guys, it's time to go.
Is
That
the
point-
boat
Just
still
rid of the boat.
somewhat beached?
The boat is still very much nose down. The amount of water coming
In
out
that case, sorry.
that you are seeing now in the soft moonlight that is lighting the entire lagoon. Again, this could take a little bit of time.
Do you guys want me to turn on the truck, or do we want quiet?
I mean, that bilge is already pretty loud. I'd rather have the light.
Yeah.
Okay. I will go turn on the headlights of the truck, and then I'm going to go start helping the guys move the boat out.
All right.
Gareth is going to lift himself up from being cold and slowly condensing salt at the back of the boat and go and accompany Bryn just to make sure that they're not by themselves. And be kind of keeping an eye out while Bryn is turning on the truck for light.
Okay. As Bryn and Gareth head up to the truck, Bryn reaching in, turning on the engine, or just turning it on to get the headlights focused on the boat. You feel it. A small tickling on the back of your neck.
No. Guys, we've got to run. Gareth?
And the four of you hear echoing throughout as if the entire island.
Gareth, we got to run.
Agreed.
And I'm going to run to the boat.
Bryn
And
and
get ready.
Gareth, both of you, can I get a wits and composure Gareth, I believe you do you have danger sense?
I do.
This will include that.
I have 2 points in danger sense.
Okay. So this will add a +2 to this roll.
2.
And sorry, you said a wits and
Composure.
composure. Okay. 5.
5 and 2. Bryn, you hear, well, Bryn and Gareth, you both hear rustling in the trees behind you. Bryn rushing towards the boat. Gareth, as you run towards it, you look back and you see a paw stepping out from not quite the tree line, slightly in front of the tree line. It is as if being formed out of the very shadows themselves, wisping together and weaving the paw as it steps on the ground. Then the second, as one of the hounds materializes in front of you. And a second to the far side of the opening of the path leading towards the resort. With that, can I please have everybody roll initiative?
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
If I get a 0 on initiative, I get to roll again, right?
No, that is just a 10, which
that's
is
right.
fantastic.
Great. That's right. Thank you. My brain was like, God. Okay. 14.
Okay, so Cass with a 14. Bryn, what do you have?
Also 14.
Oh dang. Cass, what's your dexterity?
3.
3. Bryn.
As is mine.
Okay. Well,
My first name comes ABC.
Barely.
Jasper, what do you have?
I got an 8.
8. Okay. And Gareth?
13.
Okay. So, with all of that, Bryn and Gareth both rushing towards the rushing towards the ship. Bryn, you are up first. What would you like to do?
Full tilt run to the ship and prepare to start pushing it into the water.
Okay. Rushing towards the stern of the boat and getting ready to push up against it. You're able to get to it, no problems whatsoever. You're just pushing up against the stern of it and getting ready to push?
Yeah. I'll can I hold pushing it until everyone's there and helping with everyone?
I'll say you can start pushing, and as people get there, then that'll start adding on top. So go ahead and give me a strength and athletics check.
Okay. One success.
1 success. Okay, so as you are pushing against the stern of the boat, it is still very much the bow sunk, but you're pushing your weight against it, hoping, praying for it to move. Cass, what would you like to do?
I am going to because I see the creatures coming out from where I am, even though the light's coming towards me.
Yeah, I'll say that you can see them.
Okay. I'm gonna jump off the boat. I'm gonna put my shoulder against and start pushing. And I'm gonna yell, "Somebody get the cocktails!"
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength and athletics check as you come up to the other side of the stern and push against it with Bryn.
Great. 2.
2. Okay. Alrighty. As you push up against it, that brings us to Gareth. You are up. Jasper, you're on deck. Gareth, what would you like to do?
I'm going to do the same as the others. I'm just going to run up and start trying to throw my shoulder against the hull of this boat and trying to get some momentum out into the waves.
Okay. Going up into the center, go ahead and give me that strength and athletics check.
Strength and athletics. Okay. 2.
2. Okay. As you add your weight behind it, there is a very gentle, as the boat moves so slightly, but not really enough to get it going anywhere, and still very clearly front heavy.
Troubling time in India. Okay.
Jasper.
I just want to make sure I understand the geography. So the bow of the boat is facing in towards land?
No, it is facing away from the land.
It's facing, but it's like buried. So the engine, would the engine then be like up in the air? It's not touching water?
It's not. So the stern of the ship is pretty level with the water. It's a little bit higher, but because of the angle and of the beach itself, the boat is pretty much at the same angle as the sand beneath the water, putting it at a pretty simple degree from the water line. So it's not up, like hanging out of the water. It's fairly level with it.
So maybe not a lot of propulsion, but do I get the sense it would help if I turn the engine on? It would help them free the boat.
No, if anything, you'd just be putting them in danger.
Okay. Well, then in that case, then I am going to take one of the Molotovs and use the stove to light the cloth.
All right, I'll say from where you are, yeah, you can take the Molotov, light it, and are you wanting to? You can throw it on the same turn.
I'll head back up. How far away is the? I only see the one right now, right? The one dog.
You can see the. Give me a wits and composure roll.
That's one success.
One success. You can see both of them. The one to the left of the entryway into the road leading to the resort it's kind of hard to make out with the lights on you, but you can see both of them.
And how far off from the boat?
From where you are, you're looking at about 40 feet, 3 feet to a yard, about 12 yards. No, sorry. 14 yards.
Does it seem like if I just took aim this turn, the dogs would get to them before the next turn?
Definitely, they are fast.
Then I'm gonna throw it now.
Okay.
And
Okay,
yeah.
So, really quick, because there are rules specifically for a Molotov cocktail. This will be a dexterity and weapons check.
Okay.
And this is, because of the clunkiness of this weapon, it is at a -1 to the attack.
In that case, Jasper will expend a point of willpower.
Okay.
Two successes.
2 successes. Okay, let me double check really quick. What is your strength plus your dexterity plus your athletics?
6.
Okay. As you hurl the Molotov cocktail, it seems to be going in the proper direction. And as it goes, it gets about halfway from where you are to the hounds before it shatters, and then there's the eruption of flame as it goes across the sand of the beach. There's a burning pool essentially between you and one of them.
Hopefully that'll slow him down. Guessing that's about all I can do in a turn. That was a lot.
That's about it.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which then brings us to the hounds. not rushing up to you. They actually begin to slowly pace their way towards you, taking their time. The one that you had thrown the Molotov cocktail at, Jesper, just gives it a wide berth as it... And they come up to the to either side of the truck, right where the headlights are, creating the massive beam of light on all of you. And they stop right there at the edge of the cone of light. One of them looking to its partner. And they stay there, staring you down. Okay. That is it for the hounds. That is going to bring us back to Bryn, your upcaster on deck.
Push.
Okay.
Good, keep pushing.
And Bryn, as you push against it at the moment, you don't know if you just don't have the strength for it, but the weight of the ship, it feels helpless. This is not something that you can do at the moment.
In that case, I'm going to turn to Gareth. Crazy idea. Should I drive the truck into the boat? Nudge it in.
I think you'll just break the boat.
All I needed to know. And that's... is there any...
I'm going to say that with your conversation, that's about it. Okay, bring us to Cass. You're up. Gareth, you're on deck.
I'm gonna keep pushing. It's strength and athletics, right?
Yes.
And then I'm gonna add willpower as well.
Okay, expending a point of willpower to throw more into this.
Yeah.
3.
3 successes. Pushing up against this thing, it still is not budging. And over you pushing and the sounds of the hounds growling at you, you just hear the of water being pumped out of the ship.
Okay.
Gareth.
So, from the way we've been pushing and the kind of physical and oral response we've been getting, does it feel like this is like pushed up against a sandbank and like it needs to just get over a thing before it needs to move, or is this a mechanical problem? Or
It feels as though the thing is a brick, but with it's not that it's dug into the sand, it's that it is essentially 1/3 full of water.
shit? I'm going to turn around. How immersed in the water are we?
With where you are, you're about waist high to it.
All right. I'm gonna pull the crowbar from my belt loop, turn around, and just start sloshing up out of the water towards the shore. And without necessarily looking at the others, just saying, bail out, and bail out quickly. But what have I to do with judging the outsiders? Is it not those inside the church whom you are to judge? And sort of bring up the crowbar as like a baseball bat at the shore, in a kind of come at me, you horrible wolf things pose.
Okay. Gareth, give me a presence and Intimidation check.
One.
Okay. Jasper, you're up.
He said that the dogs are like flanking the pickup truck now, yeah?
Yes.
How far away from the boat and the rest of us is the pickup truck? Fairly close.
Yeah, you're looking at maybe 3-4 yards between you and the truck.
Alright. Jasper's gonna duck below deck and light another Molotov. He'll pop back up, but he's not gonna throw it this turn. He's just going to hold it in his hand. He's gonna shout out into the darkness. Kendall, I know you're out there. I know it's not just your dogs. If we're gonna do this, why don't you show yourself?
Jasper, would you give me a presence and persuasion check?
Okay.
While that's happening, Bryn, you had pulled the truck closer to aim the lights at the boat, correct? All right, just wanted to make sure I had that.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. Okay. With that, the first hound that you are somewhat squaring off with, Gareth, lowers back, its hindquarters raising up, and it attempts to take a lunge at you. As it does so, it enters into the beam of light that is being created by the headlights of the truck. And you can see that as soon as it enters into it, there is a sizzling, and it's as if part of its body is being melted away. But the melting is not puddling or oozing, but becoming more of a mist evaporating off of its body as it lunges at you. What is your armor class? Or sorry, your defense.
My defense is a 3.
Okay, nice. And actually, because of being in the light, it's cocked. Okay. It lunges at you, and it takes a swipe at you, and it catches you right across the arm that you are rearing up and preparing. You take 1 point of slashing damage, and as it lands into the water, you can see the water doesn't appear to do anything to it, but it is certainly burning somehow. The second hound, turning to the truck, is going to take a swipe at the body of the truck. That is going to be ooh. Okay. Turns to the truck, and it cuts at the front fender area where the headlight lives, and there is a flickering of the light. It stays on, but there is a screeching of metal as the truck has indeed taken a good chunk of damage. That is it from the hounds. And at that point, the lights continue to flicker. And again, echoing, as if from everywhere or nowhere. You don't see a form, but you just hear, "I am coming for you." And there's a long inhale of breath. And as the breath inhales, the entire night begins to darken. I get a wits and investigation from everyone?
Two.
Okay.
4.
4.
Oh, nice.
Nothing.
Nothing. The 4 of you feeling more darkness come, but how could it get more dark? It's already night. Bryn, Cass, and Jasper, you look up at the moon. And the moon is darkening.
Mm.
And as the inhale finishes, the moon vanishes. The only source of light that you now have are the headlights of the truck. Bringing us to Bryn. You are up. Cass, you're on deck.
Okay, so I don't think I can push the boat. I think I gotta wait. Reasonably, do I hear, because we've been listening to the pump, do I think that it has reasonably less water in it from the last time?
I mean,
tried to push it?
reasonably less is a very... It has less water in it, sure, but you have no idea if it's enough. You don't know how much one of these pumps might move in a given time.
I don't know how smart these things are, but I'm kind of out of ideas. I still have the walkie-talkie in my pocket. Or one of them. I would like to turn it, you know that point at a walkie-talkie where it's just screaming?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to take it and I would like to try and throw it in such a way that they don't notice me doing so. And I would like to very, 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 very stealthily turn it to loud noise and chuck it to the side, somewhere where we are not.
Okay. What is your strength, your dexterity, and your athletics combined?
Okay. It is 5.
Okay.
And I want to do this stealthily. I don't know if you need to, what I need to roll for that as well.
The thing is screaming. You're not going to be able to throw it stealthily. Give me a strength and athletics check.
1 success.
1 success. All right. You chuck it, and it lands on the side of the beach. Okay. Gareth, you see the hound that's squaring off with you has not budged at all. Bryn, you're able to see the other hound that is attacking the car. It stops for a second and it looks before it turns right back at you. It does not appear to care at all about it.
Okay. Well, that's all I had.
Okay. Cass, you're up. Gareth, you are on deck.
With that loud noise, I'm gonna be like, Jesus fucking Christ! Why am I the only one pushing? So I'm gonna give up, scramble up onto the boat, find the flare gun case that I had left on the deck. How many more things can I do? Is that
I'll say
everything?
getting up onto the boat, grabbing the flare gun case, you're able to get all of that happening. There's not a lot of space for you, with where you are, so getting to there is quite easy. You've got the case. It was readily available.
Am I able to load the flare gun and aim at the dude squaring off with Gareth?
I'll say so, yeah.
Can I fire in this shot?
Go ahead.
In this round? Great. I'm gonna fire at that dude.
All right, that'll be a dexterity plus firearms. Plus with this weapon, that's going to be at a +1.
Right.
successes. As you take aim and fire off the flare, there is a bolt of red light that just comes out, and you catch this thing square in the side of its neck. And now there is, Gareth, you can hear a much more aggressive singeing and burning as the hound it is far beyond lethal damage. You are burning this thing alive, Cass. Nice shot.
Fire good.
That is then going to bring us to Gareth. You are up. Jasper, you're on deck.
Well, having sort of squared up this thing, it having cut me, and then that just having happened, I just went, not verbally, but very much with my actions, well, shit, and just turn around and run for the boat. And I'm gonna like, how far is the boat into the water from like the point, from the shore? Like, at what point do I start going splosh, splosh, splosh rather than run, run, run?
You're just about like within 3 yards to it. It's really close.
Okay, not a unit of measurement people where I'm from are familiar with, so allow me to do a bit of conversion. Okay, can I, from the point where I would start hitting water, just throw myself at the boat and like use momentum to start pushing forward, potentially?
Sure. Give me a strength and athletics check as you leap into the back of the boat.
Okay, we may have invented yards. We don't use them. Strength and athletics. Okay. 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. As you run headlong and fling yourself, you hit the side, and there is no budging. You're actually going to take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you flung yourself into the stern of this ship. It was as if hitting a brick wall.
Presumably I see Cass there, and I just kind of look up like, sorry.
Okay. Jasper, you are up.
Alright, seeing Gareth is out of harm's way, I'm actually gonna aim at the dog that is attacking the truck.
Okay.
With the Molotov. So I'll toss the Molotov. I'm gonna spend my last point of willpower to do it.
Okay.
Oh, 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, so that was not bad. As you take aim, fire off that. Or wait, no, this was with the Molotov?
This is the Molotov, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chucking your Molotov at the creature. All right, that is it strikes it along the shoulder, and there is the shattering of glass and the of flame as the creature is now on fire. The flame does spread. Now the tire of the truck is also alight.
Great.
Okay.
I had a feeling.
So, anything else from you, Jasper?
No. That'll do it.
Okay. Wow, these things are actually taking a lot of aggravated damage. Bring us then to the hounds. The one that is in the light of the beams of the truck is going to continue wading into the water. And is going to pursue you, Gareth. However, now with all of that, he's at a negative. However, Having thrown your side into the back of the boat, you hear the soft splashing, a growl, and sheer pain across your back as you take 4 points of lethal damage.
Ah! Not again!
As it remains in the light, its form about halfway still there. It begins whimpering, but still standing. The other one is going to, on fire, attempt to continue to attack the car. Okay. The car takes another point of damage. At the top of the round, everyone on the boat feels a soft jostling as the entire boat seems to have shifted ever so slightly. And Gareth, with you leaning against the back of it, you can feel slight motion happening forwards. It feels as though the boat has broken free of the ground. Bryn, you are up. Cass, you're on deck.
Wait. Who's not on the boat still?
Just burn.
Oh shit.
Okay, so is everyone else on the boat?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna get on the boat.
Okay. Heading over towards the stern of the boat. Now that it is slightly drifting, it's not moving with a lot of momentum. But having to work your way around now a hound on the stern as well. Can I please get a strength and athletics check to climb aboard?
I'm expending a point of willpower.
Spending a point of willpower. Okay. One. That's all you need. You climb aboard. You are on the stern of the ship. The clawing and scratching of the hound that is attacking Gareth to your side, you are able to get up.
Okay. And is Gareth on the boat?
Yes.
Fully?
He's not in the cockpit. He's more hanging off the stern, but he's on the boat.
I want to help get Gareth fully in the boat.
Okay.
Like,
Well,
get him. I want to just like take his shoulders and start to try and get him away from the hounds.
okay. Give me another strength and athletics then, and we'll call this one your action.
I'm expending another point of willpower.
Spending another point of willpower. Okay. One. That's all you need. You're able to lift Gareth up and pull him onto the cockpit.
Okay.
Cass. Now with one hound attacking the ship, the truck, one at the very heels of the boat, but everyone aboard. What do you do?
So the hound that's on the heels of the boat is not actually on the boat. It's just it's just close to.
It is, yes, it is not on the boat, but it is very close to it.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna yell, "Somebody get the engine!" And I'm gonna jump in front of Gareth and Bryn because I see Bryn pulling Gareth to safety, or pulling him onto the boat. And I'm going to, as I'm walking over, I'm putting the other flare in the flare gun, and I'm aiming at the wolf that's right by the boat.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, "Eat this." Shoot him.
All right. Go ahead and roll that attack roll for me, please.
I mean, you have to, right? And it's
Legit,
you
okay.
said it's a +1, right?
Yes.
Great. I got 1.
One is all you needed.
I mean,
Oh,
thank God for that
good.
+1.
Thank God.
Story of the last 10 minutes.
As you aim the flare gun down, the hound looks up, and in one final roar, you fire off the flare into its mouth, and you can see light emanating from the insides as the whole form of this creature evaporates and vanishes.
Yes.
There's now no hound in the water. Gareth.
Well, after the amount of damage I just took, I don't know realistically how much I'm allowed to do. Aside from just kind of look up at Bryn and just on the edge of consciousness, just give thanks to the Lord. He is good. And they are steadfast in their love enduring. And then just pass out.
Okay. Gareth, unconscious. Jasper.
Jesus, man, you're not giving up on me yet. And Jasper's just gonna run over to Gareth with his med kit and just rip his shirt open on the back where it's already cut with the claw marks. He's gonna attempt to apply emergency medicine.
Okay, go ahead and make that roll for me.
Yep. So intelligence plus medicine plus my kit.
In using this would actually be a dexterity plus medicine plus
Okay.
your kit.
All right, plus my specialty, which is
Mhm.
emergency medicine, and then I will also expend another charge of my kit.
Okay,
So let's see if I even have enough dice for this.
I like to hear that.
Just barely. Okay. 1, 2, 3 plus a 10 again. 4 successes.
4 successes. Gareth, as you pass out, feeling a soft piercing in your back as Jasper hits you with adrenaline. You recover 2 points of lethal damage. What damage were you at?
I was at I'm not sure what the exact terms are, but I was at like a quarter from 0.
Okay. So you will recover 2 points of lethal, and any bashing that you might have had is gone.
All right, got it.
Okay. The hound continuing to attack the car. Now on fire. Ooh. The car continuing to take damage. The lights flickering, but still on. Looking back, the 4 of you, the 3 of you, Gareth still face down in the cockpit. The 3 of you see a figure standing in the distance. An archway that is the road leading to the resort. Slowly stepping towards you. And at first, that same deadened look. And as it enters into the headlights, there's a reflection of the light off of the water that illuminates the face of Harrison Kendall. He looks at you, he says, "You're not going yet." Looking down, takes another deep breath. "I need to give you to somebody." Now speaking with utter calm. He continues to step towards you. That is as far as he is able to get. Bryn, you are up. Cass, you're on deck.
Okay. As I was just holding on to Gareth's hand as he passed out and I regained consciousness, I'll just take my thumb and just make the mark of the cross on his forehead, and I'm gonna go then leave, drop his hand, go to the cockpit, and as I'm leaving, I'm just Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee, blessed art thou among women, and I'm going to go look for the engine to turn the fucking thing on.
All right, you know that seeing the outboard engine, it is it has, as best as you can see, there's a push button starter on it. The Gareth and Jasper seem to have done an excellent job of hooking it into whatever lines there were. There's a couple of tubes running into it. So going ahead, hitting the start, there's the as the propeller begins to whirl. The bow of the ship, still somewhat underwater, but slowly beginning to raise itself up. There is now propulsion, and as the engine turns on, lights on the mast now illuminate, showering you all in, not a lot, but a small amount of light, letting you see more around you. And the ship begins to move forwards.
I will start to drive it away from that, and as I keep going. Blessed is the fruit of the womb, Jesus, Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners.
Okay. As the boat slowly beginning to move forwards. Cass, you are up. Gareth, you're on deck.
When you say the boat is moving forwards, is it moving forwards towards the beach or forwards away from it?
Forwards towards the opening of the lagoon.
Great. I'm going to... Was I on the back of the boat?
Yes, you're all somewhat in the cockpit right now.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna be as far towards the back of the boat as I can, and I'm pulling out my gun, and I'm just prepping just in case dude can walk on water, and I'm keeping an eye on him.
Okay. We'll say this as a round of taking aim. Gareth.
Cool.
Coming to consciousness, trying to take stock of what is going on. I guess it's only been a few moments since I lost consciousness, so I'm going to turn over and where is Cass in relation to me in this little boat?
So you're essentially laying down in the center. We'll say Cass is off to off to the port side of the boat. So if you are facing forward, the left side, and we'll have Bryn behind you in the center as well, helming the engine, and Jasper on the starboard side on the stern.
Right. So I would like to be rolled over on my back, but facing back the way we have come.
Okay.
So presumably, Cass being on the starboard side of the boat, but my left.
Rolling back to face the way that you came. Cass is now on your right. Jasper on your left. Bryn directly in front of you.
Got it. I don't know that this will do anything, but this is what Gareth is going to do, and it's kind of an instinctive thing, and Cass will feel sort of Gareth grip her lower thigh, not aggressively in any way, but just kind of in a sort of a way that is kind of comforting, maybe. And probably hear him say, mostly to himself, While my war club, my weapon for battle, with you I shatter nations. Kill it.
Okay. Jasper, you're up.
How close is Kendall?
He is very close. He is 2 yards from you. As the boat is continuing to move away, actually, 3 yards to the shoreline, boat having moved, we'll say a grand total of 4 yards.
I'm gonna toss the Molotov cocktail, but not at him. I'm gonna toss it at the hood of the pickup truck.
Okay. Your strength, dexterity, and athletics was
6.
okay. Go ahead and roll that attack roll.
It's not a lot of die. 1 success.
1 success. It lands on the hood. Flame reaching across it, as now the hood of the car is alight on fire, and it is beginning to burn. Bringing us to the Hound. Going to continue to attack the car. Is not able to do so, and it too being on fire. You hear whimpering and clawing, and it sounds as though it is attempting to crash into the side of it, but it's not able to do any more damage to it. The boat continuing to softly pull away now, as Kendall looks across. You can't go anywhere. And he's going to leap from the shoreline onto the stern of the ship. Yep. With an unnatural agility from a standing position, he full arms into the air and catches onto the stern, landing right next to you, Bryn, and Cass almost staring down the barrel. He is then going to attempt to swipe at you, Bryn. What is your defense?
3.
Okay. As he swipes at you, you attempt to duck, and as you do, your left arm raises up, and one of his slivers of a claw cuts across as you take 2 points of lethal damage.
2 points of lethal. Okay. And I mark that. This is my first
X's.
time taking lethal damage. X's. Okay. Okay.
Now, with Harrison Kendall on the stern of the ship, that is going to bring us to Bryn. You are up. Cass, you are on deck.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna not look at him. I'm just gonna keep looking. I'm just gonna take the damage and just keep looking forward at the boat and just pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. And I'm going to try and just turn the wheel hard, just to try and shake the boat, just to try and I know he's not holding on nearly as well, and just try and
Okay.
just whip it and try and shake it off, off.
With the outboard, this is one of those where you're holding on to a tiller that is essentially affixed.
I've got a rudder.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's affixed to the engine itself. So as you turn it, the whole engine turns, and turning it to the full turn, combined with the ship being sluggish, but also just really not moving that quickly. There is no jolt. There is no shaking. It is just a soft turn to the side, but you are now moving quite quickly away from the shore as more and more the bow of the ship is raising up and up.
Okay, somebody please shoot this motherfucker!
I will also say, Bryn, please give me a dexterity and drive check as you begin to steer the ship away from the shore.
Using another point of willpower.
Okay.
One.
That's all you needed. Can you write the correction, or you correct the change to the helm that you made, and you head straight towards the opening of the lagoon that you can barely see in the light provided by the ship itself. Cass, you are up. Gareth, you are on deck.
Just so I understand where Kindle is, Bryn is at the back with the engine. Is Kindle facing her, facing them?
Kendall is essentially face to face with you and also somewhat able to see Bryn. He landed, took a cut, but is just right there to both of you.
Great. Okay. This didn't go well last time, so I'm gonna, when I see, after Kindle swiped Bryn, I'm gonna drop the gun, pull out my 2 knives, and just jump on him and try and stab right into his collarbones on both sides.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that'll be a 2 attacks that you are able to do with that. Give me a strength and weaponry check on the first knife as you go in, and because of his armor or his defense, that is going to be at a -2.
-2. And I'm gonna use willpower
Okay.
as well. Four.
Ooh, 4 points of lethal damage. As Cass, you dig one of the knives into his shoulder. There is a moment of as you prepare to then dig the other one in. Same attack. This one will be at an additional -2 because this is in your offhand.
Cool. Additional -2. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do another willpower. Cause why not?
Okay.
Ha! 4.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Wow. He riles back in pain, calling, "You bitch! You have hurt him drastically. I think that's it from you, Cass.
Fair enough.
Gareth, you're up. Jasper, you're on deck.
Okay, tell me whether this plays out as I envision it, but I'm kind of planning a sort of action in several parts. I'm still on the deck, just lying flat. Presumably, he is over the top of me, fighting my companions. From underneath, I'm going to try and grab his attention by just yelling up at him, "Yaila!
Okay. Give me a presence and an intimidation, and I will give this a +2.
Intimidation +2. Quite a lot of dice.
5. As you call out, you can see his anger focused towards Cass. He turns his head, looking directly into your eyes.
And from my pocket, I produce the mysterious syringe that I first grabbed at the beginning of all of this.
Yes.
And just as I stare up into his eyes, Muhammad Rasulullah, and jab it into his knee joint.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength and weaponry check. And because of his current state, he does not have any defense.
Okay. Oh. 4.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You jab the needle in, and it does indeed harm him. But it is more so the ability to then inject whatever was in the syringe into his body. And you can see there is a moment of his breathing is slowing. Nicely done, Gareth. Jasper, you are up.
Seeing this, Jasper's gonna pick up one of the oxygen tanks from the dive gear and attempt to beam him right across the head with it.
Okay. Go ahead and make that strength and weaponry check. With the oxygen tank, this being somewhat of an improvised weapon and heavy, really heavy, I will put this at a -2.
Okay. Not gonna be a great roll. Oh, but that's one success on one die. Take it.
Okay, as you beam him across the head, he takes a point of bashing damage. Huh! Okay. Anything else from you, Jasper?
Let the oxygen canister clatter to the ground, and I'll draw my revolver just in case.
Okay. On the shore, the 4 of you are suddenly enveloped in bright light as your pickup truck explodes. There is a brief but sudden and silence, but there's now a bright source of light crackling away on the shoreline as the caretaker, now suddenly slowed, looks up at you all. You can't leave me. And his eyes blacken. And I need all 3 of you, 4 of you, to make a resolve and composure roll for me.
Three.
3.
2.
2. All of you feel as though the very air around you becomes dry and moisture beginning to wick away from your flesh. You become cold. And you can feel the muscles beneath your skin beginning to be pulled in that direction as well. And beyond that, your bones are trying to be grabbed, and even more so, your essence. As it is wicking away from your body, Cass and Gareth, you each take 2 points of aggravated damage. Bryn and Jasper, you each take 3 points of aggravated damage.
Oh my god.
as the caretaker attempts to drain the essence of your very soul. But he looks exhausted. The boat continuing now, looking about, you can see that you have reached the edge of the lagoon. The bow of the ship almost level. Bryn, you're up. Cassandra, you are on deck. Gareth, you are in the hole.
I look bad. Just with my eyes dark. Does the boat feel more maneuverable?
It's really hard to tell. You have zero experience with boats.
Okay. I'm gonna do much the same thing. I'm just going to just close my eyes and just say, now and at the hour of our death, amen, and I'm going to try and shake him off again.
Okay. Give me a... Actually, I'm not even going to ask for a roll on this. As you pull the engine to the side, you can feel that a boat in the water of this size and this much of an engine, it just moves slowly. You're not able to get any sort of shaking action from this.
Okay.
I will say you are able to then right the course again and continue heading out from the cove.
I think then that's all I can do. I've got to stay here and drive the boat.
Cass.
So I'm going to try and get as far as I can.
With this feeling of our essence being sucked out and stuff, is it hard to move?
You feel weakened, but how much health are you at compared to your maximum health?
I still have most of my maximum health.
Okay, then
Yeah.
you're not. It's not hard for you to move at all.
Great. And can I am I still really close to him, or
Face to
his
face.
things face to face? Great. Okay. I'm going to, because I still have my 2 knives, I'm going to I'm just gonna scream and do both to the aiming for his heart.
Okay. First attack roll. No negatives to this. Strength and weaponry plus the lethality of the blade.
One.
One success. Okay. You cut into him. Feeling sluggish from this, you aren't able to get nearly as much of a cut as you had before. But still taking that deep breath, you take a second cut at him. This one will be at a -2.
Three.
Okay. Gareth.
Well, still lying on the deck of this boat with him and my companions battling virtually over the top of me, I'm just going to try and... Because I am very hurt, I am just going to try and lash out, kick out with my boot and try and, like, stove his knee in from the other side. Like, I'm just going to try and kick him straight in the kneecap and break his knee the entirely wrong way.
Give me a strength and brawl check. And if anyone has any damage leading up to their maximum damage, there are going to be negatives now.
Nothing.
Okay. As you kick out, your vision blurry. You kick the side of the hull, but don't hit him. Jasper.
Alright, well, revolver out. I'm gonna trying to put myself in a position where Cass isn't in my line of fire. I'm gonna take a shot.
All right, with how close you are in proximity, this will be at close range, but because of his condition, there is no defense, so this will be a straight dexterity, strength, or dexterity, firearms, plus lethality of the weapon.
All right, and is the revolver a 2 for
Yes.
lethality? All right, perfect. 2 10 agains. Another 10 again. 4 successes.
4 successes. Able to come at from the side as he is squaring off with Cass. You take the shot and the bullet cuts through his head. There is a moment where Cass just looks at you. Don't leave me. And he falls into the water. The boat continuing to move away, it leaves the lagoon.
I'm gonna fall to the slump down onto the floor of the boat and just
I'm just gonna keep driving it, but as I do, I just keep looking back at where he fell.
I'm probably just going to try and struggle to retain consciousness for as long as I can.
Doc will slowly put the revolver down on the deck and slump down, sit on his butt, or look over at Gareth. Didn't think you were gonna make it there. You alright?
Absolutely chipper, old chap. You know, we enjoy plenty of ketchup with various... Yeah, you get the point.
I get the point.
Slowly, the light from the moon fades back into existence, as you can now see clear waters ahead of you, the island behind you.
Someone, and I imagine with the way this damage works, just my eyes just look dark and sunken in. Someone tell me where to go. I don't know how to.
Anywhere but
The
here.
coordinates are on the computer. Just tell me which way to go.
Jasper will give Gareth one last look and attempt to pull himself off the deck. You can tell he's hurting too, but he's doing alright. Try to make his way over to the computer. See what our heading looks like compared to where it came from.
and I will slowly follow Jasper and try the radio.
Okay. Jasper, give me an intelligence and computer check.
So you mean an intelligence check? Because I have no computer. Wow, that's still a 2.
Okay. Looks as though a couple of course adjustments, you're able to help Bryn align the boat to the path that was taken to get to the island. And Cass, as you are fiddling at the radio, Nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
Well, looks like we're on the right course, so let's just keep our heads.
I'll try and haul myself up. I guess most of my wounds were to my upper torso, and I'll come over and take a look. Not that I know anything about any of this. I think you'll find that you want to aim for the first star on the right, and then we keep on going until none of us wake up.
You mean straight on till morning?
At those words, a beam of white light, as if a pillar emanating from the ground at the island, from the interior of the cove, shoots up into the sky, illuminating the entire area. It's blinding.
Or anyway, away from that, gun it. Like, and I will like actually kind of scrabble for wherever the throttle is.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
As the engine revs and the boat continues to move, you just hear, emanating from the far distance behind you, a soft the light vanishes.
Could have been any one of us. It could have been. We all thought about it.
Yeah, but we didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Hey, Doc.
Yeah.
Did you see where the whiskey went to?
Oh yeah.
Because I think we deserve a drink.
Doc disappears for a second. He comes back up with several bottles and whatever glassware or plasticware he can find from the cupboards below.
They're a little soggy
Speaking
with
my
salt water,
language.
but you're able to find a few glasses.
Start pouring them for everybody.
Well, here's to saying no to the devil.
Is it whiskey that we're drinking?
We got some options, I think.
I don't like to drink all that much, but I'll make an exception.
I'll drink to that exception.
And as the four of you share your first drink together, continuing on, puttering away from Isla Palma, that is how you escaped from Damned Paradise.
Oh, I just got goosebumps everywhere.
Ah!
Well done,
Lord.
everyone.
Ah!
Well done.
OMG!
We actually did it. I did not think we would all make it out.
And
I
no
didn't
one
either.
died.
There were
Well,
some
Gareth-
incredible rolls there in the end. I'm not gonna lie.
I think y'all weapons handlers handled that. I just drove the damn thing.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying with us. We know that tonight ran a little late, but we think for good reason. We hope that you enjoyed the show. For those of you who were with us from the very beginning, thank you. For those of you who found us along the way, welcome, and we hope that you enjoyed. That is going to be it for Damned Paradise. However, we do still have one more session next week, where we will be coming together as a cast and crew doing a full talkback, opening this up to everyone to ask questions of us, pick people's brains. The show is done, so there are no secrets. We typically do have a post-show hangout. We are going to forego the full hangout. We will give the experience points in the next episode. So please be sure to join us there. I do think if a couple of us might pop into a very brief post-show, purely, I think, to just give everyone a round of applause. Expect us there for 2 minutes. It's not going to be a long one tonight, folks.
Very brief.
Yeah, like literally.
The thing we would normally do is going to roll over into our kind of
It'll all be
campaign
next
debrief,
week.
if you
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Come back.
For those of you who are new, thank you so much. If you haven't already, please consider giving us a follow. Join our Discord to say hello to the cast and give them a round of applause tonight before we say goodnight. And until next time, we won't be seeing you at Damn Paradise.
Oh no.
Bye, everyone.